Welcome to the RNL Revolution Nothing Less show. My name is Sansara Taylor. I'm the co-host of the show, and I want to let you know that tonight's program, episode 150, is going to be delayed by a day. We'll be releasing that tomorrow, June 2nd. But tonight we're going to release one segment of the episode that is especially timely. And it's a conversation that Andy Z, our main host, has with Annie Day. I'll let them introduce it and dive into it now.
We're putting revolution on the map this year. And on May 1st, we announced the publication of We Are the RevComs. You've heard about it on this show. It's for real. It describes the problem we face, the solution, the time we're living in, and the strategy to make a revolution. Look, we don't want to kid you. This is a big deal, making a revolution. It's about the hardest thing you can do. And right now, the conditions are beginning to sharpen up in society, as we just talked about around the question of the danger of nuclear war, where it could become possible, and yet it's not what people know about or have been thinking about. In order for this word of this revolution and this revolutionary leader that we have in Bob Avakian to become an actual force in society is going to take an awful lot of money, a tremendous amount of money. And we're in the beginning of a $100,000 fund drive. And this coming Sunday, we're going to kick it off. And I'm here with Annie Day.
Good to be here.
All right. And Annie's going to be one of the hosts of this live stream on Sunday at 2 o'clock. So why don't you tell people what to expect?
So tune in Sunday, 2 p.m. Pacific time, 5 p.m. Eastern, and you can watch it on this channel, youtube.com/therevcoms. And people are going to hear how we see dealing with this problem of the fact that people don't know about this revolution. They're suffering for it. There's tremendous amount of hopelessness. People have got their a lid sitting on their thinking in their dreams, and they're ignoring the train that's come hurtling down the tracks, not just threatening their lives, but the future of the whole planet. And yet there's a way to break through this. There's the potential for an actual revolution. So but in order to make that, it's going to require funds. So on this live stream on Sunday, people are going to hear where your funds will go that can make all the difference. There's going to be 3 parts of this live stream. One is people are going to hear from Sansara Taylor, and we're going to talk about the difference of this anti-woke initiative that she's been part of, really bringing real revolution to answer and to contend on a big scale with this woke lunacy. People are going to hear, you and I are going to talk about the interviews that were done with the revolutionary leader Bob Avakian on this show, and the difference it could make if this actually got the audience commensurate with what's concentrated in these interviews. The fact that there's a leader who comes out of the movements of the 1960s and not only hasn't given up, but has advanced on the road of revolution. I can't express the words for this interview in the time that we have, but people need to see this. They need to know that there's hope in a time of darkness. And 3, we're going to talk about this proclamation and how we see having a big impact in all of society, and in particular reaching the sections of people that catch the most hell under this system. And how we see carrying out what is that proclamation lays out a multi-pronged strategy for revolution, but none of that's going to be possible without funds on a major scale.
To make a revolution, an actual revolution, takes a lot of people, and it takes a lot of money. A lot of money. There's people who don't know about this. We've got to get the word up in huge quantities. We need money for advertising. We need to put up, the walls need to be postered with this proclamation. People need to know. But there are also people who do know, Annie, but they don't really see that it's possible. They don't know how we're going to do it. This proclamation indicates that in the work, in the development of the strategy and the goal of this revolution, there actually is a way to get there. There's a roadmap that Bob Avakian has developed. He's analyzed that there's a time when we can do this and what the alternative is if we don't do it. It's put very mildly when he says the future is something terrible or something truly emancipated. That something terrible is quite horrific. I think we brought some of that out in the first segment of today's show. But there's a roadmap, and this roadmap like you used to get, before you, and you can still get it with your Google Maps. It traces how you have to go, where you go, this way and that way. But there's a destination at the end, and he's written a constitution for a new socialist republic in North America, a new society that would actually be able to go to work on uprooting all the shit that people have to put up with this society, all the divisions among people. This has to end, and it's deeply felt in society. People feel this deeply. Depression's a mass epidemic. Teenagers are committing suicide in record numbers. This is outrageous, and we're killing people over in Ukraine. Yes, we're killing people. This country, your government is through proxies and having the Ukrainian soldiers be your cannon fodder, but you are killing people there. For what? For a U.S. empire that treats people in this country? If you're black, brown, step out of line, you can be shot by the police. Ravages Afghanistan for years. Then people are having to flee and cross an ocean and go through jungles and deserts to get to the border, and they get treated like criminals and thrown into camps, raped and worse. We need a revolution. And Bob Avakian has analyzed that it's time when that could be made. So we're going to get into all this in some depth on the show and how we're going to work on it. Because for all the people who don't know, there's people who do know about this, but they don't really see the possibility. They don't see how they can be a part of it. They don't see how they're giving money to this revolution makes it possible. We talked last time, we want to do a lot of advertising for these interviews that you were talking about, where Bob Avakian is such heart and soul. And he's real hardcore for revolution. He doesn't mince any words. We got to overthrow this motherfucker to make an actual revolution and then bring about the world that's concentrated in that Constitution. This is what we're going to be getting into, and you're going to meet the people who are doing the work. There's people doing the work right now. Is it easy? Is everything going just our way? It's all hunky-dory? Just get on board? It's not a love train, but there's a lot of love in this revolution, okay? A lot of love in this revolution, but there's a lot of work, and it needs a lot of money, and we're bringing that to people in this. We're going to bring it to people. We're going to bring it this Sunday. And then you need to bring not just yourself, but you need to bring some other people to watch this live stream. Annie, I'm looking forward to this because I know if we had the money to do what we could do now, it could make all the difference in the world. That's what's going to happen this Sunday. You need to be there. You need to bring people with you. You need to get your family to watch it. If you're watching a game or a match or something on TV, put it on, whatever you call that thing, DVR, record it, watch it later on, because this you need to watch live, and you need to contribute while we're doing it so we can get to that $100,000 over the next several weeks in this fund drive.
Well, look, I mean, I think you brought a lot to bear about the situation we face all across this country. And if you're going to make a revolution, it's got to be C2C. We actually have to build up the networks and the forces for revolution. So if you're thinking about what's going to be required to actually go for the seizure of power, we have to build not just a linear one-to-one, but we have to build the forces for that now. And so when people step in and give, whether you're in Kankakee, Illinois, whether you're in New York City, whether you're in San Diego or in Northern California, wherever you are, if it's one person or if it's 25 people, you are coming together with others like you. And you are becoming part of something bigger than yourself that's about changing the whole world. And so when people tune in on Sunday, they're going to hear from each other. We're going to have testimonials. We're going to have challenges from people. Why are they giving? What are they giving? Whether it be one person is going to give $5,000 and wants to match that and have people, meet that challenge. Other people are crocheting blankets for the revolution. Whatever you're doing at whatever level, you're working together with others to build a community for revolution that's about actually making revolution together with people like you all across the country and completely different from you all across the country. And that's what actually is what's required to go for the seizure of power when the conditions come into being to make that possible.
Yeah, I think that last point's very important. So Annie, just before we close this segment, you had a testimonial from somebody who gave.
Yeah, I wanted to end with a comment from a sociology professor who gave $1,000 during the last fund drive. And I think it captures, well, I'll just read it. He said, "I donated because the RevComs are right, that this is a rare time. And we need to instill in young people especially the hope that a new world can be achieved and the determination for revolution." And that's what you're going to hear on Sunday. You're going to hear the hope and you're going to hear the determination, and you're going to hear how you can be part of that. So tune in, contribute, call everyone you know, and we'll see you on Sunday.
All right, looking forward.
There is a fund drive going on. There is a fund drive to raise money, and that money is necessary because there are things that need to be done, and they need to be done now.
I'm fed up with the system that we're living under now. Capitalist imperialism has no hope for the future, and the revolution does have hope for the future. And that's why I support the fundraising efforts.
Inspired by RevComs in Cleveland, we took up the challenge of a food plate sale. One of the things that we learned is that there's actually a lot of line struggle around the direction of the future of things, the direction of the revolution involved in such a simple process as cooking food and selling food.
I'm from Cleveland, Ohio. I'm with the RevComs, and what we have been doing here in Cleveland is putting on fundraisers. We've been having dinner sales, bake sales, and etc. to help raise money to put revolution on the map because it is urgently needed.
I am giving $325 as a donation today because of Bob Avakian's revolution.
You can make a change. You can make a difference. You can make a donation.